Hey everybody, Objectively Dan here. That's Prophet Azad. Listen, it's been a tough week for me, and there's been a lot happening recently, and we've been getting kind of into some political territory and stuff. So this week we said, no, we're just gonna watch some dumb Christian movie trailers, and that's it. We're just gonna have some fun. So get ready for that because this is
Zadanza.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the show. I just laughed so hard I smacked my table and I moved my camera and I had to fix it. I need to tighten that thing. But hey, we're live. Welcome back. Welcome back. Saad, how are you doing this week?
I am doing great. I am hoping everybody caught that cold open because our countdown timer is a little short and it was taking StreamYard a minute to start up that stream. So tell me if it didn't quite kick in for you.
Yeah, it looked like
Uh,
it did take a second after I actually started talking, but that's okay. We're rolling with the punches here. As you can see, I got the robe on tonight, and that means I don't care. I don't care. We're going to have a good time. I've got a nice drink of Dr. Pepper and a little bit of something else. And we're just going to roll with it. We're just going to roll with it tonight, Zod. What's on the menu? What are we cooking tonight?
we are going to watch some movie trailers. God's Not Dead is our big headliner. By the way, I'm catching from people that they didn't get our cold opening and even the intro song. A lot of that was cut off. So we might need to revisit how long our countdown is to the start
Oh
of the
man,
show.
we didn't even get to see it. That's okay. It wasn't actually that great actually, but that's fine. That's fine. That means we jumped right into it. So that's cool. That's cool. Whatever. We're rolling with it. We're rolling with it because folks, it's stressful living in unprecedented times. I would like to go back to living in precedented times for just a second. I feel like this is a pretty common sentiment. You know, there's a lot of things happening. Even the good folks down here at Zidanza, we've been getting very political recently. And you know what? We might get a little political tonight, but it's mostly just gonna be fun. We're just gonna look at dumb Christian movie trailers. There's a lot of good stuff on this list that I think you guys might like, but more than that, we got two things for you. One, we want you guys to give some suggestions as we're watching as well, so we can maybe pull those up as we're watching and we can get to those. But we want you guys to vote in the order in which we watch these, because I think you guys might be interested in more than others. We'll see. But
Yeah.
we are going to start with a real big one. So what are we starting with?
We're going to do God's Not Dead.
That's right. We're
5.
doing God's Not Dead. Yeah, that's it. God's Not Dead 5, everybody. Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard the word? God's Not Dead 5. Coming to streaming services near you? Where's it releasing at? Do you know?
See, this is part of the story. Kind of weird. There, I fixed my arm. Whoever pointed that out, you're welcome. I was just looking at the theater to see something to take my kids and go do this weekend, and I see like God's Not Dead. I don't remember what the title of this one is now.
God's Not Dead, for he is surely, absolutely, certainly alive.
Yeah, it was God's Not Dead something. So I'm like, wait, is this a replay? And I look and no, that's a new title. And I looked and there's a whole other God's Not Dead movie. Like, how did I miss this? I'm usually all over this shit, but yeah. So that came up. It's getting increasingly political, as you might suspect. It's getting what I would call MAGA and maybe even January 6th adjacent.
Oh. Whoa. Yeah, it's
in
not
God
great.
we trust. Thank you, David. In God we trust.
I don't know if you guys have seen the latest season of The Boys. You know, obviously there's a lot of conservatives that were like, "Oh, it's too political," but it's like it has always been political ever since you watched from the beginning. But like it did annoy me how political it was, if only for the fact that it was like I had to like pause while watching because it's like this is too much. Like, this is too real. You know, like, this is too much of a reflection of our times right now. And I don't know if I'm getting more stressed than enjoying it. So,
Yeah,
you
the
know,
boys see this last season that like gives me legit anxiety because it is a very I feel like a vivid portrayal of what an actual MAGA world is going to look like. And they're really
yeah,
good. They're really good at depicting how something can happen and they can spin it to just like make you the bad guy no matter what actually happened, and basically what a post-factual world looks like. And
yeah.
yeah, it's creepy.
Yeah. If there's one thing when I was a Christian that I think most other Christians that I lived and believed with, you could say, agreed on, Zod, is that most Christian movies are pretty bad. Like, most Christian media in general, like, isn't great. Even the most diehard of folks, you know, maybe they had their libraries of stuff, but they got to admit that, yeah, it's not all, you know, peaches and cream. Okay. Like, and the thing is, when you're on the other side of it, it's just even worse, you know, like, part of it's budget, right? Part of it's, you know, these are smaller studios, often less experienced people, right? A lot of contract stuff, you know, but part of it's just because it's just not good movies. You
Yeah,
know,
they are.
so I haven't seen, I don't know if I've seen any of the movies actually on this trailer list, but because we can't watch full movies because, you know, copyright and everything, we figured, hey, trailers are probably a best second bet. So let's
And
I don't
also,
know.
they keep us from having to trudge through a whole movie. We couldn't do a whole
That's right.
movie in a stream. These just
That's
give
right.
us a good way to get a taste of them. So,
True
on the
that.
docket, after we do God's Not Dead, which we're going to jump right into here in a minute,
Hmm.
we have 2025.
Yeah. It's not
Uh,
what you think. It's not what you
yeah,
think.
it's not Project 25. It's a whole other thing.
It's a whole other thing.
If you're part of Connor Nation, you've might have seen his video about that. That's where I heard about it. Disciples in the Moonlight. Um,
Mm, sounds sexy. I don't know. Maybe.
yeah, it's a weird sounding title.
Hey, let's
Uh,
put these. I'm gonna put these in the banner here. Let's see.
oh yeah, there you go.
Maybe just would appear disciples. Well, that doesn't look super good. I don't know if you can do whole lists on here. Never mind. Keep going.
Just put like a little that little line between them so they can all be on a list. This isn't really going to be a vote as much as just like an unruly mob shouting things in the chat, and we'll kind
That's
of
true.
try to get a sense of what people want. Mayflower II, I think that's like a spaceship trying to leave Earth, and there's this weird Christian message mixed into
Don't
it.
spoil it. Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. Just let it ride. You know, it could be anything.
Okay.
Who knows?
Judas Project.
Oh yeah, really cool. That's another good one.
And then these last two, I don't know if there is much. This is supposed to be Christian persecution movies. These last two, I don't know how much there's like they're Christian persecution per se, but I could see that element to them in the scientific field. We have Night at the Creation Museum and Night at
Yeah.
the Ark Encounter, which I'm sure a lot of you have heard about. One thing I love about Night at the Creation Museum, Eric Hovind put like a ton of work into this, and like nobody watched this garbage.
Yeah.
For all
I've
the work
never
he
seen
put
it.
into it, Night at the Creation Museum, the actual movie, got 43,000 views. Night at the Ark Encounter got 16,000 views. Those, for like, even compared to my main channel, those would range from like kind of disappointing to like devastating for view counts. And I love the fact that Eric put all that work into that trash and nobody watched it.
Yeah, that's I mean, like, I don't know. Like, we don't even try half as hard and we could do better. I
Yeah.
feel like, you know, we don't have to pay people. Like, you between you and me, we could do a better job, I feel like. That's really funny.
By the way,
Um,
if anybody notices our volumes are way off, please just let us know.
yeah,
Again, that's a
sorry.
work
I
in
think I just
progress.
peeked there for a second, so I don't know what happened there. But anyway,
Hey, let's watch some God's Not Dead 5
let's do it.
trailer. You want
Let's
to do
do it.
that?
Yes.
Now, I am going to stop this a bit because I'm going to nerd out to this like crazy. This is a wild trailer if you're familiar with the God's Not Dead franchise. Like, this is like massive callbacks and fan service like you wouldn't even believe. And I am just so there for it, even though these movies are despicable in every single way.
Cheers. Let's do it.
All right.
That we're one nation under God, then we will be a nation gone under.
Okay, so we got the Ronald Reagan.
We got the Ronald Reagan. Literally 3 seconds in, we got the Ronald Reagan, bro. They know their target demographic so well with these movies. They are honed in. It's awesome.
And if we forget that we're a nation under God, then we're doomed. As he's saying, talking about being a nation under God, they literally showed January 6th insurrectionist footage. Like, what are you going for here, God's Not Dead 5? I'm a little concerned.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm happy nobody watches you, but I'm a little concerned about what message you're giving to the people who are watching you.
It's true. It's true. And it's weird how, like, over time, I mean, I've only seen the first 2 God's Not Dead movies that I know of. I think I might have saw part of 3. I don't even remember. They're not, after 1, they're not as memorable. But, like, they do get more political as they go on. And it seems like this one is the most overtly political, which is, like, I don't know, kind of sad. I think that's a development of evangelicalism. I think a lot of evangelical Christians have become more political in the last, decade than before, right? Like, I think it's just a reflection of the culture. So I don't know. Very, very
These movies are a product of their time. There's a natural progression. So for those of you who aren't familiar, I'm sure most of us are familiar with God's Not Dead.
Mm-hmm.
God's Not Dead 1 is basically this kid who goes to college, just the typical nightmare scenario for parents. Their kid goes to college and their atheist professor tries to turn him. He stands up to that persecution.
Mm-hmm.
2 is a teacher gets fired for saying the name Jesus incidentally in answer to a question, which is just absolute horseshit. And so there's a big lawsuit over that.
Yeah.
3, they try to be a little bit more nuanced, but the government goes in and tries to bulldoze a church. And that one bombed hugely with its own audience. And I think they tried to be a little more self-reflective about how Christians are bad, but it was like a really big fake equivalence thing. 4 dove right back into it. And I think the progression is they try to act like they're persecuted, but then as these things go on, they've got to start stepping forward and showing what their agenda is. And I think in 4 and 5, we start seeing what they actually want. So I think it's kind of a combination of a natural progression of the narrative, but also very much a product of the time we're living in, where evangelicals are starting to get what they want. And, these movies are pushing from we have our backs to the ropes getting persecuted to we have a chance to get out here and get what we want. We have the abortion laws. We have all these other things.
Yeah.
And look out, guys, because here we come.
Yeah.
That's the energy I pick up off these movies. But they still got to act like they're being treated terribly and the world's against them. It's this weird combination of persecution, fantasy, and aggression.
And it's always been that way, honestly. They've always had a foothold in the culture and have also said, oh, no, we don't. We need more, it's a little scary. I said we weren't going to get political tonight, but I think this is, to be fair, the most political of all the trailers so far. So we're getting it out of our system now.
For sure. And shoot, I had another thought in my head and I forgot. We'll keep on moving here. By the way, for those kids who don't know who Ronald Reagan was, he was like the Donald Trump of the 80s. He's the one who actually coined the phrase "Make America Great Again." He was a celebrity who just big populist who pushed this whole America fuck yeah thing. And
let me tell you, Zod, I think everybody my age and younger are living under the effects of the Ronald Reagan regime today. I think we're all aware. I think we can feel his spirit holding us down. Like it's a trickle down spirit of Ronald Reagan flowing upon us in our culture.
Reagan and Nixon have done like irreversibly horrible things to this country that make people's lives dramatically worse.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, let's keep watching.
Now more than ever, Christians must realize that we are being called to deliver hope to a country that's feeling hopeless. Faith begins where your comfort zone ends. We need to step out into that faith.
We're 6 weeks out from Election Day, and a lot of folks have lost hope in the future of our country.
We must maintain a wall of separation.
You see what's happening? You see what's happening, people?
We're like We're calling back hard to the other. Here, watch this guy. This
We
is
must maintain a wall.
that's Mr. Kane
That's
from
the evil guy.
he's the evil lawyer from God's Not Dead 2.
Yeah, I
So
remember him.
This is like the Avengers. I didn't realize that. This is the Avengers of the God's Not
The
Dead
God's
universe.
Not Dead universe.
All the good guys and all the bad guys. So we have the black senator from Texas, who of course is a Republican, but they want to make their politician a minority. He's from God's Not Dead 4. We have Ray Wise coming in from God's Not Dead 2. All the forces are gathering. Go ahead.
No, it's just it's so funny how like they're not even it's totally mask off. Like literally the plot, in case you can't tell at this point, is it's a pastor that's like running for office. So, separation of church and state, land, forget that. Get that out of here. We're done with that. We're going mask off. This is what it's going to be. Christian nationalism, baby. Like this is absolutely 100% just a total Christian nationalist movie. And they even talk about it later, which is really funny.
God's Not Dead has DEI.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. Yeah. As long as it's like an Al Sharpton type, it's always...
They have they have an age-old tool called, not to be offensive, but this is just what it is. It's a magical black man character. So
yeah.
All the God's Not Dead movies have had offensive magical black man characters.
Dude, you're right though. I forgot about that because in the first one it's that guy,
Pastor Jude.
Yeah, Pastor Jude meets with. He's a co-pastor. I think the black guy is also a co-pastor, but is not the main character of this movie. Oh no! But like,
and then he dies.
He gives him advice on like a car or something. Yeah, and then he dies. Yeah, man, that movie's crazy. I need to rewatch this stuff. This is wild.
So the dynamic is these are very much white movies for white audiences, but they have these peripheral characters, and Christian movies like to do this a lot. They like having the better Christian character usually be a minority, usually a black dude, to just be blunt.
Yeah. No, but in the first one, there's a Muslim woman that becomes a Christian too. Remember that, and she's not white, at least not according to. I'm sure she's like probably half white in real life, but they didn't want to play it that way.
But yeah, they use minority characters to be the most vocal people. God's Not Dead 4 lays this on thick. All their opinions come from minority characters, and it's just so the white people can be. Well, we're just here with our mouths agape, absorbing conservative viewpoints from other people. But yeah, anyway, the Avengers are assembling, and so is the Legion of Doom or whoever.
Shout out to this guy. They made him look like Emperor Palpatine in this scene. So crazy.
Yeah, he even kind of has the
dude. He looks sinister. Yeah, he does. So,
all right.
Of separation between church and state. Religion has no place in the public square.
Once they bankrupt our country, they will have complete control.
Where did we go wrong, Lord?
We need someone who can light a fire in the voters.
The preacher. He helped on those education hearings.
I've been hired to manage your campaign for Congress.
I'm not a politician.
If you don't take on this fight, we could lose everything.
They found someone to run against you.
Are we worried about a preacher?
My next guest is a candidate for Congress. You're going to get a...
Oh, hang on. He's on Mike Huckabee. You're going to get a... What do you think they're going to say, Dan, in chat?
Oh, yeah, I've seen this already, so we'll
you're going to get a lot of shit for being... I barely remember it, but you know what he's going to say.
But I will say this. It is very funny because there is an evangelical narrative that Trump, risked his career, risked his business, did all this stuff so he could, give himself up for, to become a politician, basically. And I feel like they're kind of drawing on those vibes in this.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Narrative here.
And you can't be a Christian in politics. You're really, no. What's the world going to do if you're a Christian in politics?
Oh, no. Yeah. Huckabee, dude. So crazy. You're right. This is the Avengers of the God's Not Dead cinematic universe. That's awesome.
Because the Texas senator is somehow calling on Pastor Dave. We need somebody really magnetic who can draw the people together. And so that apparently is Pastor Dave, who's the producer of all these movies,
Yeah. Which is
and
awesome
then
because, listen, I live in Texas. Oh, I don't know if we'll ever see a black senator in my lifetime. Okay. I don't know if it's ever going to happen with this state, but yeah.
No, I think there are between Senate and the House of Representatives, there might be 2.
Well, with the House of Representatives, sure, but with senators,
yeah.
no way. I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
It is for my review of God's Not Dead 4, I compiled literally all the senators and congressmen's pictures from Texas, and it's a very white looking collage.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they gather, so they have him running for the Christian side, I guess, and the bad guys need someone to oppose him because I guess he's just so awesome. So they bring not Professor Kane, whoever that guy is from the second movie.
A lot of questions about your faith.
Well, maybe people are looking for more spiritual and moral leadership in Washington.
You're making God an easy target for them.
Oh.
I do want to say too, I'm sorry, you're starting the campaign trail with Huckabee. That's awesome. That's so funny. What's the strategy there? I'm sorry, what's the demographic? Like 85 plus? Like, hey, I think you need to broaden your horizons there, if you're going to win this thing. Man.
Do we see who we have here? Dean Cain, Superman?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
He's
Terrible.
he's the character from I'm forgetting his name all of a sudden. He's from God's Not Dead 1. He's the one who dumped his girlfriend for getting cancer.
Yes, you're right. Oh my gosh. Wow, there's a lot of crappy people in that first movie. That first movie's wild. I do suggest, I don't know if the later ones are worth watching, but I do suggest if you haven't seen God's Not Dead 1, I think everybody should see it. It's worth a watch at least once. So.
Yeah. God's Not Dead 2 is tedious. God's Not Dead 1, it's trash, but it is it's glorious trash. It is like if you want to laugh at some Christploitation movies, watch God's Not Dead 1.
It may be the best Christian movie of all time, honestly. There's a lot to love about it. And I mean that in the worst way possible, by the way. But
it is well paced. They are effective at stringing together emotional scenes and stuff like that.
Yep. Yeah.
And it makes it more entertaining to watch. But yeah, we have Dean Cain, who broke up with his girlfriend because he literally told her that basically everything is transactional. What are you going to do for me? Oh, you have cancer. Well, then this is over. Because that's how atheists are. You know
who's not in this trailer though? That's part of the GND, the God's Not Dead universe. The GNCD. I was gonna say the Duck Dynasty folks. Where are they at? Where's the Duck Dynasty guys? Huh?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Yeah, K-Sorb. Somebody mentioned K-Sorb is getting too extreme. He's probably also just too old. Also, his character died. But I would not put it past. I would be shocked, but not as shocked as I should be, if because he gets saved at the end of the first movie, right? He converts.
He converts and then he dies in a car. Oh, sorry, spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen it. But he gets murdered literally 30 seconds later.
He's the literal atheist professor. He's looking through all these letters and realizing he's getting regretful because his girlfriend broke up. Then he runs out in the street and gets hit by a car. Pastor Dave and Pastor Jude hover over him and convert him. Yeah, I would be shocked, but not as shocked as I should be if an Obi-Wan Force ghost of Professor Radisson showed up to give David Air White encouragement.
That'd be sick. That'd be so cool. That'd be
Wouldn't
awesome.
that be just amazing?
I would unironically think that would be really cool. That's so beyond, because when they do it in when they do it in 1, when he dies and stuff, it's wow, they really went there, huh? They're doing it because that's always that's the hypothetical you talk about in Sunday school, where it's what if a murderer converts at their deathbed? Do they still get to go to heaven? They literally do that shit. They're we're going to kill this guy in a tragic car accident and he is going to go to heaven, I guess. So
you get your satisfaction in both ways.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. But anyway, let's continue.
Making God an easy target for them, Pastor.
God's not the target, Lottie. Our country is. God's just standing in their way.
I will not be made a fool of. I won't stop until your moral high ground crumbles beneath your feet.
You don't win unless you play by their rules.
I feel like I have two options. I can either do the things my faith asks me not to, or I lose this race. It's like God keeps putting these impossible mountains in front of me.
Perhaps God put those mountains in front of you to show that they can be moved.
There's that guy. I remember him.
Yeah, what's his name? How am I forgetting his name all of a sudden?
Listen, I don't think the people who made this movie remember his name. mean,
oh, Martin. It's Martin.
Martin. I can't believe you
Yep.
know that. You know what's funny though is he doesn't change AR White, doesn't change his hair or beard at all, which I feel like if you run for president, it's always a clean shaven kind of look, Although I guess he's not running for president. I guess he's running for Congress or whatever in this. So I don't know, because I guess there's like John Fetterman and stuff, but still, anyway, side tangent.
Yeah, look at the zoo that is the Republican Party in Congress. I don't think you were expected to fit any specific mold.
I mean, I'm pretty bohemian myself. I'm not saying, I'm not hating on the hair or anything. I just think it's funny that they didn't change it at all. He's like, nope, I'm keeping this. So
if you're David Ayer White and you've nailed perfection, why change it?
I guess so. Well, he looks good with it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think
So
it's bad.
Martin, I think, is the only character other than David Ayer White. He's one of a handful of characters that's been in every single one of these movies. Apparently his acting schedule just hasn't really gotten that booked up since the first movie. But of course he's here to give generic sounding banal minority advice to the main character to really, help him rise up.
You guys are right. JD Vance does have a beard. I didn't think about that. When was the last time we had a bearded dude for president? It's been a while. What? Lincoln? No, there's been other ones.
No, there's been a lot of them in the 1800s.
Yeah,
that was
the 1800s. I'm talking the last 50 years. Have we had a bearded president? Let's bring that back. Hey, let's make America great again by bringing beards back for presidents. Okay.
JD Vance is a freak, and I am glad that Trump picked him, and I'm glad that Trump is regretting picking him.
Anyway,
man,
we said we weren't gonna get political. I'm gonna take another.
Let's watch more God's Not Dead 5.
Mm-hmm.
Please pray for David, guys.
In God we trust.
This contest is about shaping the future of our nation.
Keep your boy in line. Because like his God, I can give it and I can take it away.
How do you know it's God?
Reverend Hill, your beliefs are a textbook example of Christian nationalism.
Whenever anyone of faith promotes a policy that you don't like, you label them a Christian nationalist.
Yeah. All right, and there's the classic line. Dan and I both picked up on that one. That's for sure.
Yeah, no, I knew he said that in the later part of the thing, but it's so on the nose. The vibe is already there. And he doesn't even actually respond to the allegation well. He's just saying I know you are, what am I? That's the equivalent here. He's not even saying, actually, my policy is different from the Christian nationalist agenda. He's like, you just don't like it. That's why you're calling it that.
Yeah. And I think they know that shows me that they know what this movie is. They know this is a Christian nationalist movie, and they just throw out that little grenade to muddy the whole thing. Now, all of a sudden, when you say they're Christian nationalists, well, it's just because you don't like what we are.
Yeah. Purple Rhymes with Orange said, we haven't had a bearded president since before WW. I'm assuming that's Woodrow Wilson. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. That's a long time. Well, there you go. Maybe David A. All right. Maybe you can run for the presidency. Who knows? Anybody can do it these days. Game show hosts, lots of people.
We have had more barely closeted Klansmen since Woodrow Wilson. That's
true.
A story.
Yeah.
Not a great president, Mr. Wilson.
No.
Anyway, ready?
Yeah, let's keep going.
Knock this thing out.
We need to stand up. Send a message to Washington. Tell them you're not ready to give that power up. You have the power to change things. Not me, not him.
Okay, watch this little detail.
To Washington.
I'm guessing this is a debate, and that guy sitting at the desk is the moderator.
Yeah.
Just watch this for a second. He's basically just doing a Trump and getting up and shouting over everybody, and the moderator's he's not following the rules of the debate is what this is. Looks like it's showing it. Tell me if I'm looking.
Stand up. Send a message to Washington. Tell them you're not ready to give that power up. You have the power to change things. Not me, not him. You.
In God we trust.
Could be, but with trailers, they always edit things out of sequence. That could mean anything. That could just be for a dramatic moment here in the trailer. It may not actually reflect the timeline of events in the movie. So
I'm willing to bet that it does, though, and I stand behind that right now. Whenever any of us watch this movie, In fact, I give you the Prophet of Zod guarantee. That's what's happening in that scene, because you have him getting out from behind his podium, yelling things. The moderator's all flustered. Ray Wise looks all defeated and confused, and then the audience all claps. They are glorifying politicians like Trump or whatever that crazy little pack in Congress is, like getting all disorderly and talking over people and stuff.
Yeah. So at this point, like, what is the goal of this movie? Is it just to make people feel good? We're writing fantasy stories, right? Like, we're writing just fictional things that don't happen. It's like, it's worse than Hallmark, because at least Hallmark movies are supposed to make you feel good. You know, there's a purpose to them. Hallmark. Somebody made this comparison the other day that I read, which I thought was fascinating, which is that Scooby-Doo, for example, is basically just Hallmark of cartoons. You know, it's very predictable. It's very, you know, on brand, but people love it for that. And you know what? That's true. What is the purpose of this? Is it to like get people to vote? Is it to get people angry? Like, I don't know. Is it to inspire people? Like, I'm confused as to the motive, because it's definitely political in nature, no doubt.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's pretty. No, number one, I think this is just partly it's just a cynical cash grab. That's what these God's Not Dead movies have been.
Maybe.
But number two, I think they're encouraging and mainstreaming in a mainstream like theatrical platform a lot of these just completely radical Christian nationalist MAGA, this whole identity that the church has. Like, it's out there. It's on social media. The church is turning in a really severe way, at least a lot of the evangelical church.
Yeah.
And this is one of the few mainstream entertainment rallying points where that's really celebrated. And I find that a little ominous and disturbing.
Of course. I mean,
fortunately, this has a very small audience. God's Not Dead 4 had like it literally made about $1 million, which is just minuscule by box office standards.
The first one made a lot of money, if I recall, but I think it was diminishing returns after that. And I think this is only going to be released on like streaming services and stuff too, right?
No, it's coming out in the theaters.
Oh, it is, but like limited theaters, huh?
I hope so. Yeah,
I hope so too. There's no way it's coming to mainstream. I don't think the last 4 have been in mainstream theaters, right? So.
Yeah, 4 was purely streaming.
Yeah.
Purple says, and this is a good point, they are great cash grabs because they get people to donate to make the movies and rent the theaters, so they've already made a profit without selling a single ticket. These things are brilliant from a financial perspective.
Yeah.
They like to brag about the size of their budget, and they always go to like crowdfund these things and get Christians to donate to them and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But a small, like, casting yourself as this small budget thing that needs everybody's help doesn't work when your first movie just like shot through the roof and made huge. Like, why are you not reinvesting any of that money?
Yeah, here's what they're doing, and I'm speculating. Okay, this is purely fiction at this point, but I would say I'm guessing that they are getting the 89 in, right? Because if you after 90 days, contract work, they don't have to pay health insurance, they don't have to pay for. All this regular stuff that comes with employment. And a lot of movies do this, right? I mean, a lot of movies are made by contract work, but I guarantee you, they get this script out, they film this thing as fast as possible, and then just like put it all together in post. Like that's got to be the workflow here, because I don't know, it's not, let's say, regular Hollywood studio quality here. Okay, We're not talking about Transformers or anything. We're talking God's Not Dead. So there you go.
This is a lot like apologetics YouTubers. Apologetics YouTubers have a very high like donation to views and subscriber to views ratio.
Yeah.
And it's because people don't want to watch that boring shit, but they want to support the cause. And that's what movies like God's Not Dead, or even what's that really bad QAnon movie, Sound of Freedom.
Sound of Freedom. Ugh.
Or they get a lot of their money from. I'm not sure about Sound of Freedom in terms of donations, but these movies get a lot. They like double and triple. Yeah, right there. Drink a little strong. they like double and triple dip into donations and crowdfunding, people buying tickets for each other and renting out theaters. They that pay it forward thing that Sound of Freedom did, that it makes their box offices, and it makes them a lot of money. It inflates their finances, but then it also makes them look like more of a cultural phenomenon than they really are, because people aren't really buying all these tickets. There's a lot of donations.
Yeah, and they write it off too sometimes, right? Like just as a failure. I mean, I'm not saying that's what happened with any of these movies. I have no idea, but there's a lot of, like, if you're wondering how do they get the money for this stuff, I don't know. There's ways. There's definitely ways. So anyway, that's God's Not Dead 5. I think that's probably the most time we'll spend, because we've already spent a lot of time on any trailer. But let's just go in the order that I have it, if you don't mind. Let's just do.
Well, I could use a beer before we start these.
Oh, okay.
You're sitting there having a drink, and I'm getting jealous and being very sober over here.
Hey,
before we start getting into some of these
alcohol, I just said Dr. Pepper and something else. That's all.
Oh, your face showed it all. You got a nice strong taste of alcohol.
It's the lights in here, dude. Come on.
Right.
Don't embarrass me.
So we got a comment for Disciples in the Moonlight. So Denise, thank you for that. How about, Dan, if just for a minute here, you try to get the mob shouting what movie they want to watch next.
Look at this. He wants me to entertain you as he goes and gets a drink. Well, you know what? Fine. I'll do it, Zod. I'll do it. Go ahead.
Yeah. Try to get the chat to give you some ideas. I'll be right back.
I will. I got here late. Is Dan wearing a bathrobe? Hell yeah, I am. It's that day. Let me tell you guys something. I had a really rough week this week. I had a client yell at me, and just shout at me for not a good reason at all, and it really made me very sad, and I cried a little bit, and it was not good. And I just had a really busy week in general, so it just was not feeling myself this week. But I was saying at least this sedanza is going to be fun, because we're going to be talking about movies and stuff, and I get to hang out with you guys, and that's a really cool part of my week. So thank you for the folks who do tune into this live, and I get to chat with you guys. I know we don't always comment on every single comment we see, but I guarantee you Zod and I are seeing everything that comes through, and it's good to see it. But yeah, it's a nice little part of my week being here on a Thursday night, just talking about dumb Christian movie trailers and talking shit about Zod behind his back before he gets his headphones in.
I had a monitor in my ear the whole time I was gone.
Okay, all right.
I did not hear you whipping the crowd up into a frenzy.
Yeah.
I heard a lot of other things.
That's true. Frenzy. Get frenzied, crowd. Come on, get frenzied. Pick a movie. I don't know. I think we should just do the order. I have a nice order right here for us to follow, and I think that we should do that. That's my opinion.
All right, Disciples in the Moonlight. Let's go for it. Oops.
No. Oh.
I just opened it on my desktop instead of sharing it.
Oh no. Oh, here we go. See, look, we got a roar. See, they're getting frenzied now. Jason says Dan doesn't have the guts to put this comment on the screen. Check me out. Check me out.
You really showed
Yeah,
My wife started collecting old Bibles. I didn't get it at first, and then
Okay, just real quick. Sorry, I'm jumping in quick again. Watch this like hidden panel contraption.
Why does it feel like this is like we're watching the beginning of Taken? You know what I mean? Yeah.
I have a very particular set of Bible hiding skills.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No, but watch this. Watch this desk. This desk is the dumbest hiding contraption I've ever seen.
My wife started collecting old Bibles. I didn't get it at first, and then
you open a drawer and then a loud creaky side door opens. Mm-hmm. So as long as nobody looking for Bibles opens that drawer,
right,
then you're good. Who's your buddy? $5 super chat. After selling my car, I have so much more money for super chats. Well, thank you, and I hope you're okay without a car.
Yeah. Hopefully you have a public transport solution or a carpool situation, but thank you for sharing $5. That's very nice.
Government edited versions came. It's like she knew it was coming.
We have purified this country from the hateful words of the Holy Bible and replaced them with an inclusive, welcoming text that reflects our current values and beliefs.
You see what's happening out there. They are chasing down every hint of the original Bible.
So you're not gonna help him?
It's just gonna end badly.
Okay, well maybe I'll go then.
Honey, is this even possible?
It's a risk we have to take.
You're gonna need a really good team to pull this off.
Guys, this job is unlike anything we've ever done before.
Yeah.
There are
This is the real Ocean's 11 of Christians over here. It's really awesome. I really like, Zod, you and I, first of all, you and I, better than probably most people in this chat, we personally know some pretty hardcore fucking atheists, right? Like,
yep.
You and I have gotten the privilege of getting to know very prominent members in this community. I don't think a single person I know would say, yeah, we should ban the Bible, actually. Like, I don't know if anybody's actually saying that.
Yeah. Matt Dillahunty can get a little heated with people sometimes. I've never heard him more angry on a call than when an atheist called in suggesting that we should, like, penalize Christianity and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, there's nobody in our community is like, yeah, let's make the Bible illegal. So if you didn't catch from the premise, there's a whole other trailer where it's just the president's speech about replacing the Bible, but they wrote some lovey-dovey PC woke version of the Bible and made the other one illegal.
Yeah, which is awesome, by the way. Yeah, sure. I would love to do that, like, just as a troll. That'd be really funny. I would I would love to be part of that campaign that releases, like, the PC Bible,
Like, we literally have Project 2025 and like a court packed full of ultra conservative evangelicals or evangelical adjacent judges, and they think this is like what we're right at the edge of. All right.
Yeah, I know. Again, just pure fantasy, just absolute fan fiction.
But, yeah, and they say so. This movie doesn't follow God's Not Dead 5 very well because they're talking about we got to get a team to get. I'm sorry.
We got to get a team together.
After watching the God's Not Dead Avengers assemble, this team looks like shit. You guys are no David A.R. White and Martin.
Yeah.
And Mr. Smith.
But how awesome would it be if they got oh god, I can't even remember his name. If they got George Clooney. If like George Clooney showed up in this movie, it was like, we gotta save the Bible, Like he's all into it, Yep. He gets together with his wife, his ex-wife, and he's like, I'm get back together with you because I'm a Christian, and we shouldn't have gotten divorced in the first place. Oh, that'd be awesome. One day AI will make that movie a reality, I think. So
one can only hope. One can only hope.
Yeah. All right, let's keep going.
7 underground churches spread throughout Ohio, Kentucky, and Illinois. Each church has designated one of its members to come out of hiding. Our job is to deliver a single copy of the scriptures to that person.
All while flying under the radar of Homeland Security.
So if you want out, now's the time.
Flying under the radar of Homeland Security.
What is
I
associate the ADR in this thing, man? What's happening? Yeah. Why is the dialogue like this? You and I are fucking YouTube people. We know better than to put a trailer out like this. Come on. That's crazy.
Yeah, good point, Kip. Maps. Who the hell uses maps?
True. Listen, they want to be off the grid. They can't trust Google. Are you kidding me? They're
true.
Against the Christians.
That's
Waze,
true. Yeah,
same thing.
Government's going to hack their phones and tell where they're trying to go.
That's right.
So one thing in this, I heard someone actually who saw the movie do a review of it. There's a scene in this that I think we've seen clips from, where they literally just run out into the woods. There's drones flying overhead, shining lights on them, and then they run away. Like, there was literally no reason for them to do that, and there was nothing, no payoff to it or anything.
It was like CG drones. That's awesome.
Yeah, they just wanted to have a drone scene, I guess. So
yeah,
there we go.
That's what I'm saying. You can't trust trailers because they'll do that stuff.
I just don't think you've thought through the risks.
Are you questioning everyone else like this?
Everyone else is not my daughter. I'd warn you not to do it.
Come on, Jim, I need you.
Then you take it to them. Just leave us out of it.
should rethink this whole thing.
No one does what we do.
I didn't think it was gonna be like this. What'd you think it was gonna be like?
Not this.
People need the Bible, and I'm gonna get it to them.
If not us,
Yeah.
then who?
Here we go.
These people are starving for the real word of God.
Don't go!
I can't walk away!
You're walking away from us!
You have no idea what you're up against. I do.
I believe in you. I believe in this mission. But Nate, what if you don't come back?
We do this tonight. For the word of God.
And the testimony of Jesus Christ.
Plot twist, all the Bibles are full of coke.
Oh man, I mean, God, this is just fiction. Are you kidding me? If you banned the Bible in America, first of all, there's so many copies of the Bible out there. How do you ban a book that's been printed more than any other book, right? Like, not even just like physical copies, but come on, people have PDFs, people have Bible apps and stuff. Like, it's stupid, it's unrealistic, and two, people are not going to be magically saved. Like, oh, I finally got a copy of the Bible. Oh, thank you. Oh, geez, I really needed this. You know, like, who's going to be thankful for that? What? So silly. God.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, the very idea that they passed that law to begin with. But you're right. They have like middle American churches in like the heartland that not only is the Bible illegal, but somehow the government has managed to purge them from all these like rural communities. Do you think there's any chance that Christians wouldn't be like burying Bibles or sticking them under the beds like crazy, and that place just wouldn't be crawling with them?
Even in the USSR, and I did a presentation on this for a chapter for Houston Oasis talking about Christianity under the after the Bolshevik Revolution. Like, they never actually banned the Bible, right? Like, they definitely discouraged people from going to church and stuff like that, but like, they would never ban a text like that popular. You know, it's just, again, you're right, it's Christian persecution fetish, just like in a full length movie. I would just feel silly being a part of a movie like that. But hey, work's work. You know, I get it. Most actors, working class folks, you know, all these folks probably editing, filming, contract stuff, you know, you get what you get. I really doubt that most of the people that make movies like this really give a shit about you know, the content of it. I think it's a paycheck for a lot of them. But hey, maybe that's my cynical take. I don't know. That's just from what I hear about these things. So,
and most of us just edited together to look like an action movie. It looks cheap. Like, you can see the shortcuts being taken on it.
Yeah.
But it's just an action thriller with the big swells of music and everything. But then they cut in and ruin the mood with like, for scripture. Like, hey, thanks for nerding it up there, buddy.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Sparrow the Sissy says, if the government really wanted to F up Christianity, it would just bring out Bible scholars every day to explain all the problems with it and embarrass it into irrelevancy.
Yeah. That's the thing. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, that's part of the projection of this, is that they're the ones, number one, that are looking to censor everything more than anybody else. They can talk about cancel culture and stuff, but they're really the ones looking to ban books and censor people and everything. But then that's the measure they have to take. They have to hide dissenting voices. We would be happy to like put the Bible out there even more and just show people what it's like. We don't need to make a woke Bible or something. Just like show people the real one, and they'll do the work for us.
Yeah, like, no Democrat is ever going to be like, yeah, we should ban the Bible. Okay, are you kidding me? That's political suicide. Even if they really felt that in their heart of hearts, there's no way they would actually act upon that. Okay, it's just ridiculous. There's no reason to. It's like half their voter base are still Christians. Progressive Christians, sure, but Christians nonetheless, right? Like, so silly. I don't know. It's just I just can't fathom why somebody thought like, yeah, this could be a thing. You know, we got to warn people about some possible plans of action here. I don't know. I don't know what the plan was. I don't know what goes through these people's head. Maybe it's just all cash grab.
But this was the mindset I dwelt in and my church dwelt in my whole life growing up. Like we all thought, you know, the government's going to come get us anytime. Anyway, 2025. Is that what we have up next?
2025. Let's do it. Again, not what you think it is. Not what you think it is.
Now, if you think that you saw shortcuts being taken in the budget of the last action thriller, that one looks like a top tier A-list Hollywood production compared to what we're about to see here.
Mm-hmm.
And I just double clicked on it again instead of sharing. I don't know what's wrong with me.
It's okay. God forgives you. David A.R. White forgives you. Father A.R.
Life is different now.
There we go.
We can't change that.
It's 2025. The world as we have known.
By the way,
2020.
this I believe the trailer for this was made in 2017, right? Am I right about that? I think that's what I remember.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Wait, no.
No?
This is a very COVID-aware movie.
Oh, it is? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I made that up. Anyway, not that far off from 2025, so like very weird that they think that this is what's going to happen in 2025 for their version of events. Anyway.
Does not exist anymore. The virus changed the world, and communism is all over the place.
That's my favorite line.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Communism is all over the place. Sounds awesome, dude. Sounds pretty cool.
There's just communism everywhere.
It's just everywhere. It's on the street corners.
The sad thing is that probably doesn't sound funny to evangelical Christians.
It doesn't.
Oh yeah, there's communism all over the place. It's lying right on top of the wokeness.
Yeah. Yeah.
A global world language developed. Meetings are illegal. Traveling.
Wait, I'm sorry. There's too many details here.
A global language.
world language developed.
Why is that? They already have that. It's called Esperanto. You know,
but that's like remarkably fast between the year. Let's say this is 2020 or 2021.
Yeah.
In the next 4 or 5 years, a new global language is going to develop.
They hate globalism, but also, you know, this is like a Tower of Babel thing. I think.
Yeah.
Right. Gotta be.
Oh, they're undoing God's curse.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that is some deep rebellion there.
That's right.
Is illegal, and Christianity is illegal.
I can do the most important thing of my life: to believe.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Again, I need to emphasize this all happened in 2025. Like somehow we got 2 billion people. We banned 2 billion people's religion in like 4 years or whatever the time frame of this movie that came out. That is crazy. What kind? We can barely get shit done around here, let alone around the globe. What the fuck? What kind of crazy world government do you think we're living in that we can be that efficient? That's amazing.
Well, yeah. This is very much a product of the lockdowns and the COVID times.
Yeah.
Like Christians' takeaway was that they were looking to basically shut down churches and keep people from congregating together and worshiping.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually had some of the more reasonable, like mellow Christians posting stuff about how it was all to keep you out of church and stuff. But notice as you watch this, to see the cheapness of it, there are some good looking shots, but those are all like stock footage of establishing shots of cities and everything. You can tell when they go from that to an echoey guy in a room with his friends. This has a lot of Neil Breen energy to it, if you're familiar with
Neil Breen. Yeah, you're right. It does. That's so funny. And I'll say this. I'm going to say this real quick before we move on. I genuinely, unironically, not being edgy, not being, you know, playful here, I do think you can make more legitimate ties to Jesus wanting a more communist, as Karl Marx understood it, like worldview. Like I think he wanted to implement that within Christianity, like unironically more than any other system of governance or ideology. Like I think you could actually map that on more so than, I mean, definitely capitalism, right? So it's just very funny when Christians talk about how communism is like the be all end all of evil, when it's like, I'm pretty sure, like literally the early Christians were living in communes, right? They lived off of donations from people, and they were doing all kinds of stuff, meeting each other's needs. I mean, you could argue maybe they're more anarchists, but the point is, like, it's definitely not like, I don't know, they weren't like, Jesus wanted you to build an LLC so you can, create your own brand and live the American dream. Like, I don't know, it's very funny when that happens, but.
Of course, their fallback line is Jesus didn't want to enforce it through the law. It was supposed to be voluntary.
Of course.
But that's just their catchphrase to then just turn around and ignore it.
Yeah.
I love how they like come and stomp out a little campfire
really dramatically.
And then look at this. If you watch Curtis Connor's
conspiracy on a Word document, bro, it's so good. Like, who thought this was a good shot? It's so funny.
Where? Why? How? Who?
Oh, it's so funny, dude. They're like, yeah, we need to get the bold font up here. We're gonna do Arial. Let's do a 12 point.
Let me see if I can read this. Where? Not enough information yet. If we know how to do, I can't read the rest of it. Why? To overthrow the peaceful world that we have! ! How? We have no idea how they are doing this. This is the fucking stupidest thing I've ever seen.
It's so awesome. Oh man, you know that there's some like actually messed up people that made this movie. You know what I mean? Like if this was in the script and they followed through with it, like somebody is off the rocker a little bit, Yeah. Wow.
The stuff like this, like I have trouble seeing how you can't be this stupid. Like this is like so dumb. Either they're hoping nobody actually looks at the screen and they just take it as there's information on a screen, or this is meant to be an Easter egg joke. Or this like suggests to me that at least some people involved in this are doing this ironically or trying to pull a prank or something. I don't know.
It's so awesome. It's honestly based. I'm gonna say it, pretty based. I think somebody maybe it wasn't in the script, and this is like somebody's like idea that they were just fucking with people, and they kind of put it in there. That'd be awesome too.
Yeah,
but it's really good. I need to have a document on, I think calling out to all atheists, we need to create Word documents on our computers that say Christian conspiracy, so that one day if we all get rounded up or something, we'll just validate their persecution fears even more. That'd be great. What an awesome prank.
Oh, we have a suggestion from, I don't know how to read your name. It looks like it's backward, but why are you asking?
Yeah. It's really good.
Our great leaders created a system, the United Nations. Team, go! Do not hold back any method to eliminate this problem.
United Nations conspiracy theories too, which is awesome. Yeah.
I love how this is the government. Like it's like a half dozen people
yeah,
in
you're
a
right.
room.
It's like 4 people. And like one dude in a uniform.
And this is clearly like out of date fatigues, probably from a surplus store with like literally no patches or decoration.
He's standing next to a lamp. What's happening here? That's awesome. I didn't even notice that.
I won't give up the fight. Neither will I. I want to make a difference. I want to change the world we're living in, and I want to make Jesus be glorified again.
I want to make Jesus be glorified again.
I want Jesus to be glorified again. All right, I'm going to back up just a second, because this guy, shout outs to those who know, he looks like Levy from Gotham Chess. Those of you chess fans out there, that's discount Levy right there. Anyway, that's a joke that 5 people are going to get, but those 5, they know what's up. Anyway, that's all I had to say. Yeah, super chat.
Beyond Storm Chasing, thank you for the $9.99. I didn't know there was more than 2 of these. Who's watching these? Don't even Christians find these cringe? I'm sure a lot of them do.
I think most Christians do. If I was Christian, I straight up, if you asked 16-year-old me to watch this, I'd say, yeah, this is really cringy. I think most Christians do. I think it's a very specific Christian audience that actually enjoys this.
Yeah. Yeah. When I was, even as an adult, when I was a Christian, I would go to the house of like some extended family in-laws who like lived out in the woods and they're total hillbilly, like Duck Dynasty type people. And they had like Brad Stein and movies like this and stuff. I'm like, what is all this garbage?
Thank you, YouTube Punk. Yes, he did sacrifice the rook. See, I knew at least 5 of you were gonna get that chess community reference. So there you go.
Living in, and I want to make Jesus be glorified again.
No context to him just throwing a rock. They apparently just thought that looked badass. Why is he throwing a rock through a car window?
Coming January 2021, that's wild. That's so funny. I think the pandemic really scared people. I think people being on lockdown, they're like, wow, the government has more power than what people thought. That's so funny that apparently a world government has developed out of the United Nations, and the most dramatic shot that they can give is a guy breaking a car window at the end.
And this global worldwide conspiracy is like fewer than 10 people in one hangar standing there giving this big speech about how we're going to stomp them all out. Yeah.
It's so funny. I just want to glorify Jesus.
What's hidden? The Prestige keeps saying Hidden Secrets next. I don't know what that is. Is that on our list?
Is it? If there's one you think we should watch, let us know, and maybe we can get to it. Because we should definitely speed things up, I think.
Yeah.
Because we're barely halfway. We'll get the next one up for now. If there's another one you think we should watch, tell us about it in the comments. I don't think you can give us links, but like, give me a description at least so we know it's legit. Because the Prestige is saying yes.
All right. I'll click on Christian or Mayflower II real quick here, and then
we'll put Mayflower II on next, and maybe we'll get to it.
If I can break my habit of double clicking on the videos.
The earth is dying, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody in this room knows it. The world's population is exploding at an unsustainable rate, and the Earth's resources must be preserved.
What?
Nero and other anarchist groups, their use of threats and violence is an attempt to persuade us to do nothing. But we will not do nothing. We must and will make difficult choices.
Okay, again, I'm sorry, but like, I'm a dumb idiot that works a regular job and has equipment in my home office, and I can do better ADR than this movie, like this production, okay? Like, yeah, I do live stream stuff, so like, generally, the expectations for live streamers is lower than more produced videos like that, like what Zod usually puts out, right? And like, there's a reason for that, because I don't know, the stakes aren't as high, like the budget isn't as high. Like, at least if you're gonna put out a trailer, make it sound good. What is this? What is happening here? I don't know. Just drives me crazy. Anyway.
And this, the more effects they have, the more it looks like Neil Breen in his green screen stage.
It does, yeah,
big time.
This one
All
less so. You were right. The last one though, that was kind of a Neil Breen flick, I think. Anyway,
What is it you really want, Charles Blackney?
Peace in our times. Isn't that what everyone wants?
We all contribute to the collective, and we'll share in the benefits equally.
The kids are hungry.
Nobody goes without.
Nobody else is freezing or starving.
A completely sustainable environment.
You know what this sounds like? Artificial intelligence. Global neural network. It's like that. It's like that scene in that one Breen movie where people just keep blurting out random words. That's
You're
what this That's what this sounds like.
That'd be awesome if this director was like, yeah, I'm a huge fan of Neil Breen's work. I don't know if you've heard of him. He's like one of my favorite directors. That'd be super sick.
Can't we just be like everyone else?
There are times throughout history when we've been able to follow God and we can please the government at the same time.
Jesus told us to expect persecution. Servant is no greater than his master. God can save us from the flames.
Did they literally only have one mic for an entire scene?
No, dude. What it is it's the camera mic. Like, you can definitely tell. They definitely do not have separate boom mics set up. Like, again, I'm a fucking idiot, and I know this. Like, you have to have separate microphones than the goddamn camera mic of your iPhone 14 Pro Max that they use to shoot this thing. Like, you have to have separate microphones because the camera mic is not going to be as good, but it's clearly just the camera mic, like, every single time. It's so ridiculous.
Even if on basically no budget by movie standards, I wanted to look a little chintzy or whatever, had to work around it. I would at least give everybody like lavalier mics or something like that.
Yeah,
like
lavalier or just one boom mic.
Yeah.
Just one in the scene. That's all you need. But no. It's really funny.
Even if he doesn't, we will not be disloyal to the one and true God.
Look at this. And see, this is Mayflower II, meaning they made a first one.
To do whatever it is he's asking us to do.
Yeah, that's a
Look at this font too. Look at this font. Look at this font. Look at this font. That's the default Premiere font.
It is
right there. That is default. They didn't even try. That's crazy.
And like, what's even the point of that movie supposed to be? I think Mayflower II, I think it's supposed to be like just like the Pilgrims escaped on the Mayflower and established a godly world or something. I don't know. But like, I have trouble telling what. At first, when I was watching, I'm like, is this even a Christian movie? And so they started talking about following Christ halfway through.
Okay, I 100% picked up on what this movie is. This is a space colony movie. They've colonized another planet, and they're trying to implement communism as a form of governance, but it's not working. The problem is every single shot they've done before just looks like fucking Earth because it's on Earth. But they try to do the CG shots of like it being in space.
Oh, gotcha.
That's like, I don't know. And like, obviously the movie isn't good at conveying that, but that's the context I'm picking up on. I don't know. It's very silly. Yeah.
So we have a few other movies. You want to jump straight to oh shoot, what is it? Hidden Secrets and see what the hype's about? Or do you want to keep through our progression?
Hidden Secrets. Right. Let's do it.
We'll show the chat that we're listening. Hopefully,
did you get the page up, or did you download it?
I downloaded it.
You man, dude, yo, Zod. Hold on. I gotta give shout outs to my boy Zod. This man downloaded this film and then edited it while we were watching this, so that
I didn't edit it. I just straight downloaded the video file.
You just downloaded it. That's crazy though. Zod is dedicated to production more so than any of the films that we've watched so far. I guess all in a live stream. That's incredible. Shout outs to you, my friend.
There's nothing harder than coming home to a love you've lost.
Are you holding up?
I've been through this before, but...
Oh, is that David A.R. White?
Especially when these friends reunite.
You see, Christopher Hayden believed this was his call.
So this like narration makes this movie sound way wackier than I would think a Christian movie should be. It's really weird.
Yeah. So this movie's called Hidden Secrets. Hidden Secrets, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
Purple's asking us to turn up the volume on the video.
It does sound a little quiet.
It's as high as it can go, so sorry about that.
All right, let's see what we can do with this. Neither of us have seen this. So.
It was a white church with a cross on the roof, you moron.
Weren't you Chris's boss? I never really understood what happened there.
I got a contract for stem cell research.
Embryonic? Do you have any idea how much that offends God?
We're the lions when you need them.
They have a funny way of making you feel.
Is this the Christian movie, the Christian version of The Room? Is that what I'm watching right now? That's what it feels like. What's happening? This is wild.
I actually have one of your books, and I was hoping that you would sign it. Do you have a pen?
You tell me.
An unmarried woman sleeping in the same bed and nothing happens?
Rachel and I had pledged ourselves to abstinence.
These hats.
Do you know how this looks?
Wait, did he build an abstinence fort in the
He
bed?
built a pillow fort. Yeah. There
all right.
Because the woman is mad at the man. That means no sex.
No,
You
it's
know?
because they're pledged to abstinence.
Oh wait, is that what they said?
Yeah.
I can't hear. The audio is not very good. But that's silly. They're sleeping together. Wait, I guess they made it a comedy thing. I don't know.
Yeah, someone's saying you slept in a bed without having sex. And he goes,
Oh,
that's
okay.
abstinence."
And so the bid is that they're trying to stay pure. Okay, that's all right.
Yeah,
Okay.
Eska's Bopper, wall of purity.
The
That's
wall of
exactly what
purity.
it is.
The pillow fort of purity. I would love that. I would love for my virginity to be protected by a single pillow fort. If I could go back in time, I would do that. So very cool.
Oh, I'm getting so horny. I'm tempted, but I can't get past the pillows.
Build it. Come on. Grab the sheets.
Build that
Let's
wall.
go. Stop. No. Melania, get the pillows.
Oh, she's on top of that shit.
I'm getting the thoughts again.
Do you know how this looks?
How does it look?
Wrong.
That woman's ghost has been hanging over our relationship like a shadow. So what do we do?
I don't see why we can't just be friends.
Friends.
Right, good.
Friends.
Outstanding.
You think Jesus would like this tie?
I don't think the Lord notices what people are wearing.
Oh, good.
Do you think Jesus would
I'll
like
go
this?
naked.
I will not stay this house!
I really think that this would be better left to the professionals.
It's a roof. It's not rocket surgery. I don't mean to question God's grace, but why did it have to be a thorn bush?
You look great. Beautiful.
A story of love, laughter, forgiveness, and ultimately faith.
Faith is upbeat and life-affirming. And if you don't have it, you're gonna end up in hell.
Fortunately for us, we all have you
But
to
what's
give
the
us
hat?
a taste of it.
John Schneider.
It doesn't even match.
I got for myself.
What's that?
With the hat doesn't even match the rest of the outfit. Are you from what is this, Casanova? What are you, an Italian mob boss, dude? I'm assuming this is like the 90s at the latest. That still wasn't in style. What's going on? I don't understand. Also, that Bible has pink pages. That's kind of weird. Anyway.
Is that Discount Bo Burnham?
Discount Bo Burnham? You're right, though. Looks like Fred, dude.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
It wasn't given to me by some bearded old man in the sky.
David A.R. White.
I knew this roof thing was a bad idea.
Well, it wasn't the first time I fell for you.
Stacy Keenan.
Wow.
I can't believe I walked into the wrong room.
I can't believe it either.
Corin Nemec.
God says it's not good for a man to be alone.
Well, God also says it's not good for a man to touch a woman.
Tracy Melchior.
Are you gonna marry her?
I don't know.
What's holding you back?
Greg Binkley.
Does she remind you of anyone? Satan? No, not my wife.
Rachel Lamba.
Anthony,
Oh my
honey,
God.
what I've got.
Tonight's Sally's
Oh
birthday.
my
I
God.
promised I'd take her out for some dancing. Said to have a certain athletic grace.
Jay Simpson doesn't mean I want to dance with her.
And Reginald Vell Johnson.
If we confess our sins.
Wait, is that is that Carl Winslow?
No, dude. Dude, they got the man-hating wife in this movie. They got the bad comedy beats. It's awesome. This is perfect. Perfect little movie.
This movie makes me even more sad than the persecution ones.
Is that actually Carl Winslow?
I don't know.
People are saying it is. That's so sad. Was this before or after Family Matters? Please tell me this was before.
Oh, this has to be after.
No, dude, come on. He was in Die Hard, right? No.
He looks older.
No, that's so sad. This movie is trash. Oh, that's terrible.
Well, these movies are just chock full of people who are B-list at their best, and now,
Okay, but look, I wouldn't wish this upon my worst enemies. Okay? Honestly, This is pretty bad.
The blood of Jesus will cleanse us from all unrighteousness.
I think we should end this day with a nice long prayer, don't you?
Oh my God, it is.
Secrets.
It
There are
is
some-
him.
there are some things that like Christian lines just don't mix with, like this weird romantic comedy. It's like this playful thing with all these jokes and all these things about people falling in love and all this stuff, and all of a sudden the blood of Jesus cleanses us from all unrighteousness. It just like takes you out of the moment, bad as the movie already was.
That just looks like it sucks. Like that just looks bad. Yeah. Like, how do you put this trailer together at the end of the day and feel like, yeah, I'm proud of this? You know, I don't know.
Yeah, like a terrible Christian action movie about persecution. Your mind actually knows where to place that. Like it makes a certain amount of sense, even though it's garbage.
Yeah.
This just is like disorientingly bad. It's trying to be things that just Christianity doesn't belong in.
A bad thriller can at least be a little exciting. A bad comedy, though, like this is just like, stay away. Get behind me, Satan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is like, ugh. I totally watch it, though, to be fair. I would want to see what happens. We got a super chat from Ali. I can't say the name. Ali Ashana Silverbow, who says, this episode of Sedanza has been an experience. And you know, I don't know what you mean by that, but I'm going to take it as a compliment and choose to view it that way. So thank you for the $2. Really,
if you join us on Sedanza, you will experience something.
You will experience. Yeah, so these next two, so I gotta give credit to Zod because he picked some really good ones, and these next two were my picks that I found, and I don't think they're as good, but maybe.
Well, hang on. Do you want to watch the Judas Project first?
Oh yeah, we got the Judas Project. I forgot about that.
All right,
yeah, let's do that.
Power through Judas Project, and then we'll do. All right, this time I almost double clicked on the video file, but now I won't. This is Judas Project.
In a time of madness and despair.
I think this is an older movie.
This one looks awesome, by the way.
Receive the light.
Receive the light.
A man of true greatness gave his life to save humanity.
Hell yeah.
The man was
This one
I'm getting strong A-Team vibes from this. I feel like Mr. T is gonna come out and like do some shit. It's awesome. I love.
Pity the fool who crucifies my Lord.
Exactly. Yeah. That'd be sick.
This one, it's really hard to tell what's even supposed to be going on here or how you would expect a Christian to feel about it. This one's bizarre.
Yeah, it's very
Son
cool.
of God, the time is now.
I could promote you, turn you into something wonderful.
That guy looks like he was the evil guy in God's Not Dead.
Saying you are God.
I've come to help! To bring light into a world that you are destroying.
You don't expect me to believe a dead guy just gets up and walks away.
I have the power to save or destroy you. Make sure he dies!
Not for 30 pieces of silver.
Yeah, this shit looks cool.
Who has ever wished for a miracle? The Judas Project.
Yeah, you're right though. Zero idea of what's actually happening in the plot of this film, but it kind of looks awesome. You know?
I'm pretty sure the one guy is Jesus, and like, there's the 30 pieces of silver, so somebody's betraying him. I don't know. It's really weird, and I can't tell if that's intended to be for Christians. A lot about it feels blasphemous to me. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, it looks kind of sick though.
Yeah.
You know, if I was to donate money to any one of these film projects, I would donate it to that one, even though it looks like it's currently been finished a long time ago. But
yeah, that's an older movie. It's like 80s or 90s.
Yeah.
We should each watch it at some point and then just come back and talk about our experience.
We should do a little movie review cast. Now, the problem with that is, of course, if people haven't seen it, it's kind of, I don't know. Well, yeah. I don't know. The god-awful movie people seem to do it every week, so maybe we could do it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But,
we're at least as charismatic as they are.
We're at least as charismatic. I've met them. You know, we could do what they do. But anyway. Yeah.
All right.
These next two are, of course, more... I don't know. Just watch them. You know, it's
Night-
what you'd expect. Night at the
Creation Museum.
The title.
This movie has been viewed by literally thousands of people.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. Real quick though, super chat from Skeptics and Scoundrels gave $5 and said, "So sad to see Carl Winslow go from direct-to-video death to the supermodels to Hidden Secrets. Such a fall from grace." Yeah, man. And you know what? Like, there's probably so many people like him that end up in these terrible Christian movies and stuff that we don't even hear about. So yeah.
Oh yeah, PureFlix. That was a PureFlix. PureFlix and all those Christian movie places. They love anybody who's been slightly famous and will be desperate for work.
Yeah.
Because I think they love that. I recognize him from the 80s thing.
Yeah. Really sad.
All right. Night at the Creation Museum. Oh, God damn it.
Oh no.
Oh, I just opened the thing on my desktop again instead of I gotta close that window.
Very spooky. Ooh.
Woo.
Ooh.
All right. Night at the Creation Museum.
Hey, Derek? Yeah, Derek Daly, new night guard around here.
Hey, good to meet you. I'm Jim.
Naturalistic evolution and biblical creation. I don't even believe in science. The monkey! I remember you. What was your name? Dewey, Deborah? Dixie, Dexter! Dexter!
Wait, we gotta go back. That shot was just them flashing a flashlight back and forth in front of a fake T-Rex model. It's so awesome.
There's literally like no attempt at like showing a monster chasing him or anything. It just like shows a picture of the building that he's running.
They don't even try. Look at that. It's just a model.
Now I have
so
to
good.
give it to him. He really commits to the like scrambling across the floor, running away thing.
Yeah, and it's just like some guy running behind him too. You know, it's not even like a dinosaur or anything.
He just absolutely sucks at trying to be funny and you know copying the Ben Stiller thing and stuff. But whatever.
Right. Isn't that great? Isn't that cool? Doesn't it make you want to watch Night at the Creation Museum?
Now, based on just AdSense varies a lot how much you make for ad revenue, but based on just a really off the cuff estimation of what YouTube videos makes in ads, I would guess that this grossed like $400.
Yeah. Well, how many views does it have?
I think 40,000.
400 off of 40,000. Yeah.
I think it's very roughly speaking, it varies a lot. I think that ad revenue comes about a penny per view.
Yeah. Well, it's not great. It's not a good trailer. I don't know. It's very cheesy. It's very bad. But
the movie sucks even worse. It's very much like cool youth pastor trying to do a skit for the kids, and like he's trying to copy the comedy from Night at the Museum, and it just that it is the effects and stuff. You can accept them as a corny thing, and he really sells like the being scared and running away and stuff. But his comedy is just it hurts. I don't like it.
It's not good. So we do have a recommendation from the Prestige saying Time Changer. You won't be disappointed, and I feel like we have to do that one.
All right, Time Changer. Let's look this up.
Okay, while you're getting that, I'll read the next super chat from LHRPG Official. Gave $10. Thank you so much. Said, I clicked the button to get notified when you guys go live, but for some reason I didn't get the notification tonight. Glad I caught it though. Thanks for everything. You guys effing rock. Thank you so much. Yeah, I think we might have had the time put in wrong for tonight's stream, and then we changed it, so that might have had to do something with the notification. But regardless, we got a pretty good showing tonight, so I'm happy about that. But thank you so much again for the $10. So Yeah. There's a
Yeah, you're supposed to set the time that the show starts, and I was in a big hurry this morning and I forgot to do that, and so it just defaulted to the time I was entering it in.
Yeah, so I think
All right.
but again, if that was the case and a bunch of other people experienced issues, we still have a pretty good showing tonight. So I'm glad you guys are enjoying what we're watching here. All right, you got it pulled up. Time Changers.
Time Changer.
All right,
Ready?
let's see. All right. Here's a new
1890 at the Grace Bible Seminary.
Dr. Carlyle has authored a manuscript entitled The Changing Times.
The board is about to endorse their top professor's latest book.
Insightful, Russell. Excellent reading.
But
wait, there's real people in there. There's like the Jump to Conclusions guy from Office Space.
Really? They call him
isn't that
Russell.
him?
I'm assuming that's a reference to Bertrand Russell.
Dr. Carlyle has authored a manuscript entitled The Changing Times.
The board.
Isn't that the Jump to Conclusions guy?
You know what? I don't know. It's been many years since I've seen Office Space. I'd have to see.
Okay. All right.
Is about to endorse their top professor's latest book.
Insightful, Russell. Excellent reading.
But when a member refuses to consent,
What Dr. Carlyle is implying is that we can put forth the standards of Christ apart from his name.
everything will change.
Sir, I would like to ask for an exception to the unanimity rule by the board.
Doctor, I cannot change the policy.
Did someone say Captain Steubing is in this?
Captain Steubing.
The captain from Love Boat.
I don't know. I haven't seen Love Boat.
Well, shame on you for that.
I
I'll
think
keep my
they
eyes open.
reference Love Boat and BoJack Horseman. I think that's my knowledge of Love Boat.
Two colleagues will become adversaries.
I am surprised you will not endorse the book.
I've invited you to my home to explain why I am saying this.
A friendship will be tested.
This machine can transport a person through time.
And the only thing that can settle their dispute
Norris, what is happening?
is a journey to the future.
He's got the goggles on.
October 21st, 2000.
D. David Morin, Gavin McLeod, Hal Linden, Jennifer O'Neill, and Paul Rodriguez.
Hey, preacher man got himself some new threads, huh?
Threads?
You know, clothes, rags, ropa.
They say no one can change the past.
Russell Carlyle's been dead since 1936.
That can't be the same guy.
One man must.
Carlyle, in a hurry to go somewhere?
Time changer.
You must see for yourself what happens in the future.
What's wrong with you? You been living in the 1890s or something?
Get it? Because he
no.
has.
Jeez.
Captain Steubing is like trying to be Doc Brown. You have to change the
Yeah.
future.
You're right. They definitely pulled that from Doc Brown with the goggles and everything. What was the point? They want to change the future to what? Make people more Christian? Was that what was going on?
I really didn't catch what that was supposed to be all about. Like there were some people talking about texts and manuscripts.
It's like
and
a boring board meeting and then time travel. So I don't know what's up with that. That was pretty.
Yeah, that's a really specific time period. That is weird that somebody like on the street would say, "You look like you're from the 1890s." Is like he like a historic recreationist nerd that he ran into on the street.
YouTube Punk said, "Honey, I Shrunk the Christian." Is that a real movie or was that just a bit? Because if that's a movie, I would want to see that. But anyway, I don't see any other recommendations. I thought I saw one earlier, but maybe I missed it.
Well, we're at the bottom of the hour,
Yeah.
so we should probably cut off. But I think this was fun enough, and people seem to have enough ideas that I think we should like maybe do one of these again in the future,
We
based
still have
purely on
one more.
recommendations. Yeah, we still got Night at the Ark Encounter.
Yeah,
Ready
let's
for
do that.
Night? Wrap this up with Night at the Ark Encounter.
Okay, there it was. Yeah, the accidental bar mitzvah. That's what people were saying. If you want to do that one too, I'm down for one more. But
all right, we'll see what we can do here.
Okay.
Hey, Ricky. Hey, with this new job, I might get to hang out every single weekend. Yeah, it's garden museums or something. Whoa, buddy. They've got me guarding Noah's Ark.
Just rotate the camera.
You notice there's like a lot of hanging lights and stuff, and they're not moving an inch while all this is happening.
Yeah, I know, it's really funny. Like, it'd be one thing if this movie was made in like the 70s or something, but no, this is like what, 2014 or something.
Yeah.
Like, oh man. Just looks like a guy taking another guy through a museum. Doesn't seem that interesting, you know?
This trailer makes way less sense than the Night at the Creationist Museum one.
Yeah.
Like that one, at least you get that he's in a dark place and there's a dinosaur chasing him. This one, it just shows him running back and forth while the camera tilts, and then it's like dramatic music while someone shows him things on the wall.
Yeah.
Of the museum.
It's a guy with like a lanyard on. Like, am I supposed to believe they had a model of a guy with a lanyard on that came to life at night? Like, what's happening in this trailer? I don't know. It's very silly.
There was like literally so nothing going on in that it was just baffling to me.
The worst.
He runs around a little bit. There's a guy explaining stuff to him.
The worst one by far, 100%.
Yeah.
Were you able to find the other one?
Or... it's a little bit of a longer one. I think we should probably. I think we should probably call it for tonight. But I want to do it later. I think we should make a community post and people should add them. And sometime in the next few weeks, we'll do another one of these if that sounds good.
I 100% agree. This was really, really funny. I really enjoyed this a lot. You can get a lot out of a trailer, and yeah, some of these were pretty bad. Ooh, that was really good. I enjoyed this. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it too. It seems like a lot of you guys in the comments are saying yes to that. So give us your best ones and leave a comment below too if you have a good one for next time, because we do look at the comments. And as always, as somebody said, I think 2 streams ago, saying, hey, we should plug ourselves more, and we absolutely should.
Oh, God, forgot
to do it again, but I'll say it now. Liking and subscribing is a great way to support. Shout-outs to our new patron, by the way, who will get a shout-out at the end of the show in our end credits sequence, which you should always watch, because Zod always puts special surprises in at the end.
This one isn't going to be great, I'm going to admit. I tried to do a God's Not Dead themed one, and I went down a rabbit trail that, I don't know if it'll be pure gold.
He's humble, folks. Don't listen to him. Come on. You know how to support the show. Anyway, liking and subscribing and sharing it with others is a great way to do it. And watching live is always a fun way to...
we have 2 new patrons. Along with promoting ourselves and hyping ourselves and everything, we also don't talk about our patrons and stuff as much as we should. So
yeah, it's true.
If you've been with us for a while, apology, you haven't gotten the love you deserve. We'll try to chat about you guys a little bit more, maybe give you special ways to interact or something like that. But we have Jared Boyd. I added him to the credits. We also have Jonathan Hunt, who signed up, it looks like this afternoon. So that was after I put together the closing package. So thanks guys for joining. Awesome. Thank all of you for our longtime patrons. A lot of you have been on for quite a while with us. Thanks for super chatters. Thanks people who just show up and watch, because you guys make this a lot of fun, and I appreciate your presence and your contributions to the chat. So yeah, you can add movie titles to the comments of this one. Look for a community post probably by tomorrow, and if you throw them in there too, I think we'll be most likely to see them. So I look forward to your contributions to that.
Yeah, sounds good. All right, what's our sign off for tonight?
I was going to ask you, and you beat me to it.
Dang. What does she remind you of? Satan? Nope, that's my wife.
There you go. I was trying to think of one, and you nailed it. All right, have a good night, everybody.
Voy a cantar esta canción con mucho cariño de mi corazón a la República Dominicana, la casa del merengue y la casa de la bachata. Voy a cantar esta canción con mucho cariño de mi corazón a la República Dominicana, la casa del merengue, la casa de la bachata. La, 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 la casa del merengue. La, 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 y la casa de la bachata.